Hello. Hi. So, if you're finding yourself wondering, how can I get out of survival mode? How can I get out of this current state that I'm finding myself in? How can I get out of what feels like a transition? How can I navigate this messy middle where I'm not quite where I was and I'm not yet where I want to be? And there isn't one specific way of doing that, right? And I think that that's both a beautiful thing, but also the challenging part, especially when you're someone that's used to getting clear answers, clear strategy, and feeling a sense of control in navigating certain situations, right? Very survival brand. But there are certain themes that you're going to need to walk through in order to navigate yourself further away from where you were and right into and settled in to where you're going. And that is something that I cover within my coaching program with my students. And the very first thing that we do, the very first step, is we start creating compassionate awareness. Okay? Now, awareness in this space, it is not for self-criticism. It is not to judge yourself. It is not to shame yourself or to force yourself out of whatever it is that you find. The awareness that we build in this program is around becoming the observer of your life, the observer of your responses, your reactions, of your patterns, of certain cycles, right? Because when we're talking about leaving how you were and creating or walking towards where you are wanting to be, it does need you to have a level of observation and awareness about how it is that you show up. And a lot of the ways that we show up in terms of our behaviors and our reaction and responses, much of that is happening in an unconscious way. It is not conscious decision making, right? Because we're only making 5% of our choices consciously. 5%, that's it. Everything else is happening in a place that is unconscious, subconscious, and you're not aware of it, right? It's automatic. It's autopilot. Survival is just that. It is an automatic response to any feeling or fear, right? Whether it's true or perceived, of being unsafe and feeling threatened. So in the awareness piece, that's really where we start to understand, how are you showing up in certain spaces? How are you navigating certain situations? What are the things that you're avoiding? What are the things that are bringing out a really strong response or reaction from you, right? Where are the moments, environments, and situations that once they pass, you go back and you're like, oh shoot, why did I react this way? Or, man, I can't believe I did that again, sort of thing, right? And that's what we're doing within the awareness piece. And from that place, that's how we walk into the next phase, which comes with understanding. It's really important that we recognize that all of the strategies, all of the tools that your survival mind, right, your survival system deployed, right, they all have a purpose. Most importantly, they had a really important purpose whenever they started to form, right? Because your survival strategies didn't just start now. These are old programs that your smaller, younger self, right? Your much more vulnerable self relied on and needed to have safety, to have connection. And so in the step of understanding, that is what we are doing. We're now observing these things, right? With compassion, without any judgment. And then we're sitting down with it and we're looking to understand, okay, so when I'm doing this, right? When I'm finding myself people pleasing, right? Ultimately abandoning your own needs. When I'm finding myself people pleasing, when did I learn to do that? When did it make sense for me to do that? When did I start doing that? And why? What is people pleasing trying to protect me from? And these are the first 2 steps that we walk through in my coaching program called the return. And that's what my students and I do together. And I want to emphasize that this is not a one-time type of thing. And I need to highlight that because there is this desire and tendency to want to be like, what is the one solution? What is the one answer that I can employ to just make things better? And that is your survival body and brain, right? And system, looking for relief, but also looking for certainty. And I want to be very clear. Going from where you've been, being in the middle, and not quite being where you want to go, it is not linear and it is not clean cut, okay? It is messy. It comes with a lot of rage, comes with a lot of grief, but it's also part of the process. And it's not something that you can skip. So although it's tempting to want to be like, I just want to be done with it because I've already experienced so much that I just want the end result. You as a human, there is never an end result because you're going to forever be evolving. But now what you're working on is building and expanding your life, not from a place of I need safety and security, but from a place of I am safe, I am secure, now what? It's from a place of self-trust. It's from a place of sovereignty. It's from a place of empowerment. It's from a place of I get to communicate what I need to communicate, set the boundaries that I need to set, have the relationships that I need to have, end the relationships that I need to end. Whatever it is for you, you get to do those things while being rooted in the fact that you are safe and you are secure. And that can never be taken away from you, regardless of what your experience has been, regardless of maybe what, systems want to tell you, regardless of even what the family that you're born into has to tell you, regardless of who knew you when you were in survival, regardless, you get to choose. And that is the work that I love. That is the result that my clients get because you are a sovereign woman. You get to do, you get to be. It can look messy. It's not going to be perfect. But you will not question who you are or your value, ever. And I really want that for everybody. And that is why I do what I do. So if you're curious about that, follow the link in my bio and set up a complimentary call. I would love to talk more to you about where you're at right now and about my program so that we can see if we're a good fit. Okay, I'll see you then.